Hi, I'm back with the part two of what I was saying. This is the recording that I stopped at. This is the part two of this Let's Stop the Violence and everything with New York City. This is what happened. This is the aftermath in the Bronx this morning because people were still looting early in the morning. It's just crazy. Let's press play.
Right now.
Emotions high.
This is our neighborhood. Everybody need to help each other. This is not it.
The pain raw.
This cannot go on!
After dozens of businesses along Burnside Avenue were ransacked by looters.
Look at them this morning, still coming out of stores like it ain't nothing.
I think that it's okay to walk by and pick up whatever they want.
Right.
Around 8 a.m., this group looted
This was crazy.
a mobile store.
Are you guys from the Bronx?
No.
No.
Jersey.
So you came here?
Yeah. Just Floyd. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
This liquor
Please
store
be advised, they are
was
not with Black Lives Matter.
The Bronx Optical Center practically gutted.
This community is already struggling as it is. This is a setback. People are getting hurt, they're getting killed, and no one is making a difference.
While some say they understand.
How can you be mad? That cop wasn't mad when he sat on that man's neck. How can you be mad?
Others cannot.
I'm a secular, but I'm not looting. I'm not robbing. This is not looting. This is moving real. This is sad. I'm sad.
In the Mount Hope section of the Bronx,
It's a sad day in the Bronx.
Katie Musso, News 12.
This is what we see. They broke into the Bronx Zoo last night. Some boy squeezed in between the bars and the gate or whatever. He didn't care if he was being seen. See, my thing is, y'all, is all right to protest. Silent protest without all the violence, without all the looting. And this is the message. This is it right here. Do you see these people? They are breaking into the the Boost Mobile store. Why? That's not their store. That's not even where they live at. That's the crazy part. There are people coming from other neighborhoods and other places, and they're looting and causing all of this destruction. This right here has to stop. This is the message that we are sending today.
Katie, thank you. Meanwhile, over in Brooklyn, a 7-Eleven in Canarsie also broken into early this morning, all while the citywide curfew.
I wanted to show y'all something else, because I already showed y'all the Brooklyn thing. Hold on. Now, this is a recording from TMZ earlier today. This is earlier show or whatever, and how Trump is going on. He going to hide in his bunker while people are just out here protesting. Listen to what TMZ and them have to say.
Love our country, the laws of our country and our democracy. And I mean that, where they weren't words. The construct of our Constitution has just fascinated me, and it's awesome to see what Donald Trump did last night. Forget about politics for a minute, although maybe don't forget about politics. But
Harvey, hold on, let's be upfront here. As soon as you say what Donald Trump did last night, people think that you're being political. I hear you that you're not. This is not about politics.
Well, okay, whether maybe it dovetails with politics, because what I'm about to say should have an impact. I am outraged that this man ordered the military, as if he ordered attack dogs on peaceful protesters who were standing there before the curfew even went into effect outside the White House. And he ordered the military to brutalize these peaceful protesters, which is the hallmark of our democracy and what separates us from dictatorships around the world. And he ordered them pepper sprayed, he ordered them shot with rubber bullets, and he had helicopters flying over like a war zone.
The helicopter that's flying over last night that's a scene there that is really remarkable. And I say it's remarkable in that we've heard for years people, usually on the right, talking about the military coming in and the, flying in the helicopters and the jackbooted thugs and such.
But Charles,
you're watching it play out now against, and you're right, the thing that is most troubling about this is that these were peaceful protests. These were not looters. These were not people who were damaging property.
Charles, listen to Donald Trump's own words at his news conference as his military was brutalizing these protesters. Listen to this.
The biggest victims of the rioting are peace-loving citizens in our poorest communities. And as their president, I will fight to keep them safe. I will fight to protect you. I am your president of law and order and an ally of all peaceful protesters.
That's a lie. It's a lie that if he were an ally of peaceful
I had to pause it right there. He is rooting them the fuck on. He is telling people out there in Washington to shoot the rubber bullets at the people, to do this, to do that. Talking about he's for the people. He's law and order all of a sudden. I know the person for law and order, which is Dick Wolf. I know he is pissed off at this because how dare you say you are for the fucking people and then put out there that you are law and order? You ain't never been in order since you got in the goddamn office. How you gonna, but man, the words that are in my brain can't even come out my mouth because this man is despicable. It's no way in the world he's talking about law and order. Like what? Ice-T tweeted as soon as he said it. Ice-T tweeted, law and order? Are you serious? Like, I'm with Ice-T. Is he serious?
Why would you act like a dictator, a brutal dictator, and order these people brutalized? That's democracy. And that's right his cause.
Here's one possible explanation, and it doesn't. I don't think it cuts well in his favor at all. But was it also coordinated to go along with his speech, which was really? I know he said he's an ally of peaceful protesters, but the point of that speech was, I'm the president of law and order, and I'm going to restore law and order by sending the military out to beat back all rioters and looters.
Right. Okay. But why did he do that to non-violent?
Well, I would just say it looked really odd, and I'm not saying it was choreographed, but when you watched it live on television, oh my God, it seemed choreographed.
Sorry, it was choreographed. It was 100% choreographed. While he's talking in the Rose Garden, the cops are doing that, and then at the end he says, and now I'm going to walk to one of my favorite places, as if he goes to church, because he hardly ever does.
Which has also been called into question, one of my favorite places.
So he walks across the street because he's all butthurt that people found out that he sat in a bunker for an hour, and he thinks that somehow a show of weakness. So he wants to walk across the street somehow to hold a Bible in the most bizarre fashion ever. And he did it at the expense of our Constitution. And that bugs me.
It should bug you because not only did he do it at the expense of the Constitution, which that's a whole other conversation, but he's standing in front of this church, and it's like he's using the church as kind of like a backdrop to this whole stunt.
That's right.
He doesn't go inside of the church.
Right.
He didn't open the Bible, Lauren.
He never opened the Bible.
There's no empathy at all, and then he holds the Bible up as if this is like the forward on of this movement that he's pushing. After you say that you want justice for George Floyd and everybody else that's been attacked brutally by power in this country, you use your power and your privilege to now not only attack people in front of the White House and around the White House, but the imagery of now not only.
Let me tell y'all something. This man is a whole stunt queen. Let me just say this right now. You know I'm Eve the Weave. I keep y'all in the dark room. I haven't been on social media like that. I've been everywhere. I'm still motherfucking Big Brother. Please pay fucking close motherfucking attention. But this motherfucking clown right here, he is the reason why all this shit is going on now. Let's just put it on out there. Okay, yeah, we got the police, but we don't have a good leader in our office. Your man never even opened that fucking Bible, not one time, not once. All of a sudden, he wants to leave out his bunker because people was making fun of him. There's so many memes about him being in the bunker for 1 or 2 hours because he was scared to death of the rioters that was going on outside of the White House. So that's how scared he was with his bitch ass, okay? He's scared. So now all of a sudden you want to come out the White House and walk around, and the first place you go to is a church, and y'all trying to tell me this ain't a whole fucking stunt queen right here? This man is a stunt, okay? Y'all have to forget, he might think this is still The Apprentice, okay? He is treating the presidency like this is a whole game reality show. Now, all of a sudden, he want to sit up there and walk across the street. That church been there all that time. You ain't never see him use a church as a backdrop. This is rehearsed. Look how he is standing. Look how he is holding the Bible. There's no compassion there. Look at the man's eyes. Let me get a close-up because y'all may not be able to see. Look at the face of this man. This man is not worried about nothing. He's not worried about us. He's worried about him. And that is it. That is it. Meanwhile, he's out there telling the military, do this and that to them. While y'all doing that, I'm going to go over here and walk over here to my favorite church. You never even been to church in your life, probably. Probably once or twice when you was a baby.
Attack people in front of the White House and around the White House, but the imagery of religion and what people are.
You see how he used this?
Get through this.
It's a scene.
That's all they had, and our president felt like it was the greatest thing in the world to go across the street and make that a part.
Look
of
at this
demolition of people and rights and freedom to protest. And of course, you know, people are going to be upset about that.
And look, I don't want to judge how other people pray or do whatever. But, you know, this is Donald Trump who's talking about we want to open the churches, and he went golfed all weekend. So he doesn't care that much about it, but he wanted the symbolism of doing this like he's this big, strong guy.
Right.
The military behind him.
Trying to prove a point.
Outrage to this country.
Jasmine Spice from Washington, D.C.
Let me tell y'all something.
It was a very disingenuous moment from the president. It put people at risk, and it was
this man is out here trying to prove a point. Meanwhile, we going through all of this, and he hiding in the bunker. And the only time he decides to come out is when he want to be seen on TV standing in front of a church. If y'all trying to say that this is not all mapped out, this is not all planned, this is not all rehearsed, y'all got another thing coming and y'all not as woke as I thought y'all was.
That's what I had in mind when I was thinking about easing the social unrest. So.
No, he has exacerbated it. And this, honestly, Bill Maher is so right. Again, you know I love Bill Maher. I just think he's so smart. I think Bill's right that we are in danger of a dictatorship right now.
I want to say that moment yesterday, the split screen of him talking and then firing, played like a dictator in some other country who's proving he's a strong man.
It's outrageous. It is antithetical to democracy and the United States of America.
He is trying to prove a point, honey. He is trying to be like all them other dictators of all them other countries. You don't like them because you want to be them, Trump, and that's your problem. That's the problem.
Really started about the relations between.
It's a microcosm.
Yes, between police and.
Look at this. Look at this. So this is funny. This is what I really want to show y'all.
Where there were some store owners who were out there protecting their store from looters.
And Charles, can I just say, the woman in blue is going to become very important. She is a community organizer.
Right.
Who's known the people at that liquor store, who've known them for 30 years, and was out to help protect the store from what appears to be looters.
Right. She is,
as did people.
As a